I'm with Evgeni Mitkov at SURFACExchange. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We've just watched a panel discussion on OTC derivatives. What are your thoughts on clearing in the FX options market?
Obviously, it's something that has been talked for a very long time, but we've definitely seen the traction and definitely see the demand from the client side.
Yeah.
Needless to say, it is a very cautious observation from the side of the banks.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, a year ago, we're standing here, people were spending 2 hours a day, 2 hours per trade,
Yeah.
to be able to actually settle the details, run VAR analysis on each other, and then confirm that they've done an FX option trade. So even the banks were major sufferers in the liquidity suffered as a result of the major credit problems. So a central clearing solution will absolutely address the needs, albeit the banks are very afraid of that this will enable anonymous trading, which is really what they don't want to do.
Right. Yeah.
The reality of it is, though, every FX committee around the world, the Japanese committee, the committee under the Fed, the ECB committee, have all had this on their agenda, and the view of each of one of those committees is that FX forwards, FX options must go centrally cleared.
Right.
So I think there's very little ambiguity in the U.S. Congress whether any of this will go to clearing. They will mandate it.
Yeah.
The question is whether the end users will be exempt out of it, and we'll just have to watch and see that.
Right. Thank you. Touching on one part of the discussions, what do you think the key to volume growth is in currency options?
We just have to observe two other external markets, equity options as an example.
Right.
Equity options are 3 to 4 times larger than the volume in the underlying equities, and FX, the FX options are only 20% of the underlying market.
Right.
The underlying market has been growing at 50 to 60% over this decade, on an annual basis, while options have been growing at 5 to 6%.
Right.
And there's only one difference between all these markets: the phone versus electronic. So we just need the market to go electronic, and we'll see the same volume growth. I think that's exactly where the banks will see the real value added. They're afraid that, if you make an anonymous market at this point in options, that the little volumes that they have, they're going to lose the profitability.
And there is a real fear of that.
And there's a real fear of that. The truth of the matter is, you would see a 5 times growth in volumes, while probably spreads are going to stay the same.
Right.
And I'm sure everybody will be quite happy seeing 5 times increase in their revenues, especially if they're good market makers.
Yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Evgeni, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.